Hey guys, Ashes the Rogue here. D4 Enjoyer posting a recommended video that I've been told people want a guide. Happy Canada Day to anybody that's celebrating Canada, fellow Canadian viewers. Anyway, if you're curious on how I, killed the boss, I got a whole thing here. I can kind of give you like a quick summary of how the build works. I'll put timestamps in the video so you can, make it a little easier to get through the video. If you need to look back at it and, go over that. Quick summary though, the way this build works is you do need a few things. As a rogue, rogues, obviously Twisted Blades makes it a little easier. Twisted Blades being one of the strongest builds currently out. Twisted Blades like poison traps, all that sort of thing. Anyway, you got, I'm running like a lucky hit build. I've seen other people running. You have, this is one of the main core items here. You got your Fist of Fate. Sorry, I probably sound a little, I'm kind of sick too right now. I got a little bit of a cold going on, don't mind me. So this is going to give you basically, the whole point of the build is to like stagger the boss as much as possible throughout the fight, but you do need to time that certain intervals. So you're going to be wanting to watch the stagger bar, but these gloves are going to obviously make it a lot easier to do so. Other than that, you're pretty much just running a lot of damage. Like I've kind of sacrificed a lot of, the only real like mitigation I have is on my pants. I have like some damage reduction on my pants, but other than that it's mostly damage here, a little bit of cooldown reduction, and you want some poison imbuement skill plus if you can get that on your head and your, I don't have any on my necklace, but that's a good, you get some like +2 poison imbuement on the necklace, that's really good. Other than that, you can look at, I posted my D4 planner in the description down below. You can check that out for a quick reference. But basically, the gear is kind of you just want a lot of damage. Like you want a lot of. It's a build relies on poison damage. You want like imbued skill damage, and then percentage damage is really good. And then your weapons, you're doing the damage over time. Amethyst in there to complement the poison damage. Other than that, that's probably the gear. I'm not going to really go over the. You're running a combo point build as well. I'll go over that as more as the fight goes on. I can show you give you the breakdown of the fight shortly here. But I have also my D4 planner. I got all of my paragons in there as well, skill tree as well. The way the skill tree is, it's pretty basic, honestly. I have like mostly, you got your Twisted Blades, some passives in there. There's one thing you want to have the, for myself I went with the smoke grenade, and you'll see when I do the fight I kind of switch it in and out with smoke grenade, because there's a few different ways it's, you can play out the fight, but I'll explain that in a minute. I'm not really going to go too much over this, but basically, yeah, poison imbuement, that's going to be your core damage. Like as soon as you're popping poison imbuement, you're going to be, that's when your damage is rolling out. You kind of line everything up when you're when you have the boss like on staggered, like course to be staggered. Like you can see the boss being staggered at a certain point, and certain phases are coming up. You kind of time it, as that's going on. So I will, I'll explain that in a minute, and let's get on with the fight here. And if you'd like this horse, this is the fight that you're going to be doing, so here we go. So anyway, this is the fight here. You'll see, for myself when I'm playing a smoke grenade, the smoke grenade, here, let me go back here for a second. Yeah, so anyway, forgot to explain that. So the smoke grenade here is actually giving you a lot of extra damage. It's like a quick, it's a short cooldown, but it's giving you, you throw the smoke grenade down on the boss, when you're dropping your poison imbuement and everything for burst intervals, and that's going to give you an extra 15% damage, you know, when you're bursting with your poison imbuement and everything, right? And that's a big deal, right? So I like to have that on. It's like 2 points to throw on your, you know, and it's easy enough to switch back to dash. And that, you know, just having dash, like 1 point in dash, you might as well, you know. So that's what I've been doing. It works pretty well. I'll give you a breakdown here. So as the fight goes on, we start running in. I always start, when you run into the fight, always have your smoke grenade on. Like you saw me switch at the start there, you should always just have your smoke grenade ready on dash. Usually you see me switching between dash and smoke grenade. Always just have your smoke grenade ready when you're going to be bursting. You don't need dash for the first part because you're not going to be, there's no mechanics until like most of the way through the fight. I can actually sometimes get the whole first set of health bar down before, like to phase 2, like before she even gets any of her minions out. So if you can do that, that's good too. But for backup plan, and for this example here, you'll see I'll get her health down to 25%, and at that point she's going to summon her minions. But you'll see here, I'm just doing poison trap here, and I drop a little bit of twisted blades because I see her stagger bar, like her stagger bar here. When it's about here, usually on the bar here, that's when I drop poison immunity, and you'll get a feel for it the more you do the fight. You can kind of, and it depends on your gear too. It's not always going to be exactly the way I do it, but you basically, as soon as you're bursting, this is when, you know, you're dropping your poison imbuement, and you're going to have a huge burst window. And this is when you poison imbuement, smoke grenade, and you're going to see her get, like, the poison is just going to start chunking because of all the the glyphs that I'm wearing right now. Heavy poison damage. And you can see here, I don't get her like health bar completely down on this one here, but I know that she's going to have minions here, and I don't need the damage anymore. So this is where I switch dash to out for smoke grenade, because I don't need smoke grenade for the rest of this phase. So I'm going to be doing, I switched out dash there, and you know, this phase here, the one thing with waves is you always want to know to be on the edge of the arena, because it always gives you a better opportunity. Excuse me, especially being a rogue, it gives you an opportunity to just dash. You can just dash like straight to the edge here, like I did. Like it's easy enough to, you know, like I'm at the bottom here. My character's facing any which way out. I'm facing any which way out, and the waves are always going to be centralized a little bit more to the bottom of the map here, the circle, arena, whatever you want to call it. And it's just easy enough to dodge, you know, towards the edge of the arena. And here, just take out the blisters, easy enough. That takes some practice, obviously, you know, you just keep going. And here, I switch back to smoke grenade, because I know for phase 2, at the start of phase 2, I'm always going to want to, phase 2 is always going to be your main burst window at the very start, because that's when you want to get the most damage out, so that you're kind of, you know, you're ignoring like most of the mechanics. The more damage you get out right here, the less mechanics you're going to have to do throughout the fight, right? This is where I want to have the most damage. So I'm doing the same thing, building up some combo points back and forth with twisting blades, poison imbuement. This is where you pop everything. Like this is like, you know, smoke grenade, that 15% damage. And also I'm going to stagger her here. In phase 2, she staggers a lot easier in phase 2. So very easy to build up stagger. She's staggered almost instantly. You know, like your health's going to just disappear here with poison. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you don't line up. It's a little bit of RNG with your damage sometimes. But here, okay, so this part of the fight, her health's like, you know, her health's pretty much gone at this point. So it's going to be somewhat easy from here. But I still have 2 blister packs at the bottom. There's the 2 patches near the bottom of the map down here, and they're going to spawn these fireballs. So my idea is just to run. I'm basically running. I always run counterclockwise around the entire. You can do it clockwise as well. I do counterclockwise or clockwise. I sometimes switch it up. Basically, you have to you'll get used to this too the more you do it, but you want to have, you're going around the map and you're basically trying to go around the outside as much as you can. You're running laps. You're essentially running laps to avoid the fireballs here. As you'll see, you know, you round them up here, easy enough, right? Just avoid these the blister packs here, because they'll poison you, slow you. You're going to be dead if you run into a blister pack generally. And here you have to stay on the platform long enough. You're going to see the whole platform lit up there. Before I paused it, you'll see here the timing on it. Hold on, I can show you. So you kind of want to like delay a little bit before it kind of lights up. Go on the platform, and then go to the edge of the platform and do a full lap around the whole platform. Depending on which side the platform is, you want to spend as much time essentially on that platform as you can, because the whole arena is lit on fire, and you have to be able to, you can't touch the fire on the other side of the arena down here, because you're gonna get one shot, right? And obviously these fireballs are gonna one shot you if you touch them. And now, since she's low health already, all I have to do at this point is she's gonna be up here. Again, the fight never ends until she's breaking off every corner section of the map. So this is the third corner section. She breaks off 3 corners of the map until it's just this like little square left here. So now this is being lit on fire. So now I'm gonna probably dash here. Yeah, I dash over. I shadow step to her, and I get a little bit of stagger on her here actually. And then I go back to the outside while it's not lit on fire anymore. Kite these, do just a lap. Just remember, like, just do laps. That's the best advice I can give you. Just do laps around the whole outside of the arena. Get used to that. Kind of like bring all the other things into question. You know, all the other things you'll learn along the way. And basically, yeah, just try and stagger her near the end. If you can't stagger her like right at this point, you can stagger her at other points. So you can stagger her when she's actually on the other corners of the map, and you get some damage out then. But regardless, you still need to. She's not going to die until all the platforms are burned off, and you're going to have to kill her at the end anyway. But essentially, that's it. That's the fight. Yeah, I can't think of anything else to mention here, but. Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask me in the comments of the video. I'll be around. Just, yeah, it's about it. Timestamps will be included in the video, so yeah, stay tuned. I'll be posting more T4 content in the near future. I'll be playing Rogue a lot, so this was like, probably like, I want to say, I had like 12 days gameplay, I think. Yeah, like 12 days of gameplay time on this Rogue right now, so it took me a long time to get to this point. A lot of learning, so it does take a lot of time to get to this point in gearing up and everything like that. So don't stress if you can't get it right away. And like I said, if you have any questions, I'm here. So yeah. Anyway, take it easy. Have a good weekend, and yeah, later.